Alright, hey everybody, it's been a while since I've done a video. Still at it here, but guess what? I got tools now. I got tools. Tools are good. Well, I just wanted to kind of show you my progress and also some tips. And now it's, I'm on the third round of Weed-ageddon. That's what I'm calling it, the Weed-ageddon. So if you go back to the videos, you can see that I'm just going to dip you down for a minute. You can see that I cleaned up the property because it had like knee-deep limbs and wood and leaves and garbage. Yeah, from lots of years accumulated. But my tree, she's doing super good. She's coming back, so I've been taking really good care of her. And yeah, and then I've got some flowers and stuff down there, and there's some wild weeds that I'm kind of letting grow in there just because I'm kind of a European type of wild lettuce stuff. And I've got some other stuff planted in there, some lemongrass and peppermint, and there's a ground rosemary and my chamomile, and just some other little wildflowers got going on in there. This bush is doing pretty good. And so, yeah, hey, I just retired my radio show Saturday. I just have so much stuff going on. Here's my potatoes. They were getting burnt, and then I overwatered them a little bit, so I've got to back off on the watering. And then this one got hit there's another one back there, but that's the vole mole. He gets in there, and it's interesting because I've isolated them. The ground is super, super hard and dry, and so I only have these islands of wetness. And he ended up traveling, because I soaked this area, he ended up traveling from over there to here. So he has been wiping out some of my potatoes. So, the cats do a pretty good job. I've got stuff growing in here, onion going to seed. And also look at the beautiful potato flowers. Gorgeous! I got like 4 different types of potatoes in here. And you can see that the vole has gotten to some. And I have a lot of weeding to do. And then I just wanted to show, so I'm dealing with the vole, the mole. I'm also dealing with the birds. This stuff works really good. I put it on little bamboo things, but you can see how they're crimping. They like to eat everything. They like everything right when it's getting growing. That's some yarrow I transplanted from the river. And then, yeah, so I had to put the bird stuff in here, and you can see how they'll eat the edges of my sunflowers away. So I've got the voles, the moles, and the deer. The voles and the deer and the birds. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, this one I planted it a while ago. I had to replant them, and then I got weeding to do. But I've got all these little garden beds, and I have to figure out how to keep the, I harvested a whole bunch of my prickly lettuce before it flowered yesterday and made a tincture. Here's some corn over here. And you can see the mole and vole destruction because there's missing. Literally he would plow through whole sections and eat his way through. This guy looks like he's another candidate. But once they get big enough, then you know, and there's some things the deer don't really like. So I've actually kind of transplanted stuff in here. And the other thing too is like I have to use the weeds they don't like. So that's what I'm doing. Things that they don't like, I have been leaving. So weeds they don't like, watering kind of in islands so that the voles can't, you know, migrate. And also these, trying to hide these. So the birds massacred the first rounds of some of the mounds of my winter squash and cucumbers. They really liked the cucumber sprouts. So I had to replant and put in the bird stuff. But then all of a sudden they started getting big enough. And oh, here's my little herb, my other herb garden that's doing spectacular. Look at this guy. Look at my, I love my chamomile. And my peppermint is just going gonzo. So anyway, we did that yesterday. It's looking gorgeous. So, you know, when my squashes and whatever else, cucumbers and melons, get about this size, then the deer come in and munch on them. So what I've done is I've let the weeds grow up, but I'm getting ready to pull the weeds so that it hides it from the deer. Like they can't really smell it. Like this guy, I'm still waiting for, I had to transplant it, and it hasn't really had anything come back up yet, but some of them are doing better than others. This guy, he's doing super good over here, and he's got other stuff growing. And this guy, he's doing pretty good. He's got stuff growing. And then I've also got a whole bunch of Hopi sunflowers all the way around the mounds, and so to keep them from getting eaten by the birds and the deer. One thing that I found out that they really don't like. Okay, so the voles, the deer, and the birds really, really, really do not like catnip. But there's some wild cats that love the catnip. So I planted the catnip in some auspicious places. So the cats would be prone to hanging out, and so far it's been working. So I was going to show you some catnip hidden. And I just, you know, let's see. There's some right there. See it in there? Right in there. And so it's kind of, it puts off a smell. And like I said, I've left the weeds that I found out that they just absolutely don't like. So, because the deer will jump this fence here. But anyway, yeah, so that's what's going on. So it's kind of funny because you can kind of see all my mounds are hidden, but you know, I have all my little bird things. And then I've got that guy in there. He's doing pretty good. So yeah, they're all doing good. So I've used catnip kind of as a, like a hider. And also over here, I mean, because I planted tons of stuff and direct seeded tons of stuff. And these people, these birds and deer, so here I've got my auspicious catnip. And they don't like these wildflowers either, which was kind of interesting. So I've got some more potatoes over here. So yeah, so I'm just trying to hide. That's my transplanted mullein, doing so good. Transplanted it from the river. So step by step, I'm just kind of learning ways to, the deer and the birds, nobody likes the mugwort, which is so great. That's also something I transplanted from the river. And the wild rose, transplanted from the river in Reno. And I've got a couple hidden yarrows in there that also I brought from the river that are doing good. Transplants. I got my Hopi sunflowers, and my tomatoes are kicking ass. This is the one I bought. It was a yellow heirloom. And she does not like being confined. Look at her. And then these are all the other ones that came in that grew direct seed. They're all heirloom. And then here's my Icelandic poppy. And I got a funny story. There's one of my wild roses. And then there's a lot of Mexican marigolds that I've put there. I got my snap peas are going. Corn. Oh, did you see the bird fly by? Yeah. So hiding corn in here because it got super attacked by the birds when it was first coming up sprouting. And then it had a vole attack, but the vole got killed, so the cats were on it. And then in here, this is a pepper. I have my cayenne peppers for oil. Whoop, over there. Those are going to be for oil, for hot spicy oil for salve. And then I've direct seeded this. It has peppers and all kinds of stuff. I got my little mugwort that's growing. My mullein. And a few wildflowers in here. And I'm going to, things are getting big enough that I'm going to get the weeds out here pretty quick. And I've just got a weed everywhere. But, you just got to keep planting so that the good stuff that you're planting eventually will take over the bad stuff. And root, good rooted stuff for, helping with water. Here's going to be my compost pile here. So I've been dumping piles of weeds, which is good. Hey, that was my neighbor. What? He's pointing to something. Oh, it's a big buck. Oh no, the big buck went running through. I missed it. Yay! Oh, that, see, I told you, that big old buck went running right through. You can see the dust and the dog. The dog's freaking. That's not my dog, somebody else's dog. Hey, did you see that? Incredible. Hey, stay. Anyway, so it was a huge buck. Anyway, it was probably like trying to come in here to eat something. Anyway, my neighbor was pointing it out. Hey, over here. Because those guys, they've been liking my poppies. That thing was huge. Hey, come here. No, right here. Come on, right here. Anyway, told you I have deer problems. Okay, so anyway, these are like my mugworts that I planted. Sunflowers, my wild rose from the river. Hey, no. Over here I have zucchini that's having a really tough time. The ground's pretty hard over here. Mugwort, my mugwort for the river. I've got some primrose. I got my yarrow, it's coming back. And I've got purslane. Yay, purslane is so nutritious. Had to hide my beans in here. I've got some nasturtiums that are started in there as well from the animals. And here's my crookneck squash. And then here's bee balm. Oh, and here's like Icelandic poppy. I have a thing with poppy, but the poppy are not really growing that great. And you can see like the birds picked off all of the flowers off the lavender. They ate it. Got another yarrow in there that I transplanted. Here's a wildflower, wild rose, transplanted. It's all starting to come back. This I had put a lot of poppies in here and wildflowers. Like I said, I have to do an island. And there's catnip that I planted. And like I said, they don't like it. I gotta weed it. So I've been slowly kind of weeding it out of the bad weeds. And so you can see the flowers that haven't been eaten, and super excited. Super excited. I got poppies. Finally. Hopefully they won't be eaten. But let me tell you, the deer, I had over there by that big tree, underneath it, I had, I don't know, 5 different types of poppy under there. And every night they were coming and eating. And it was like, 6 or 7 inches high with the flower. And they would just eat it right down to 0. And, yeah. And so then this poppy over here, it was the last one. And it said, oh God, those big monsters are coming in and eating us all. And I said, I'll transplant you. So that big old buck was standing right on in there. Yeah, big old guy. He had a big old rack. All right, mugwort. Well, I'm sure that they're smelling my, they're smelling my luscious garden. You can see all my little lettuces. They're all starting to come up. Those are all lettuce. A couple weeds over there. I just got done weeding this over the last couple days. Ooh, look at my wild rose. Ooh, what's that? Chicory. Got some, look what the birds do to my sunflowers. So I've got the voles. See how it eats it? I got the voles who, it's okay. It's okay. I got the birds who eat the tops off of everything. And then I've got the voles that eat the roots off. But, none of them like mugwort, which is super great. And I had to put bird netting over the garden. Mugwort, they don't like that. A lavender. And then I've got my broccoli just totally came up. My arugula. Jen! No, my arugula is doing great. And snap peas. This is all garlic. But, and I was a little late getting it all up and going. Here I have a wild rose. Eventually it'll take over and it'll fill in the fence. And then here's my last, attempt at transplanting blackberry. Anyway, from the river. But yeah, so my arugula is doing good. My broccolis are doing great. Snap peas, look at these guys. They are working hard over here, my snap peas. I better have a little, they're so good. Anyway, I got fennel root coming up. Cabbages are a little slow. I do have a couple little cabbage little doodads coming up. Definitely have carrots. So yeah, so we're jamming. We're doing super great. Ooh, look at that big old snap pea right there. I'm sure that deer wants to come on in here and eat this early snap pea. Oh yeah. I need to get the whole snap pea hair thing. Jen, no. All right. I got chicory. Beautiful chicories. I'm going to transplant some more. And then I planted some armith, South American grain. But those you can eat the leaves off of. And because they're, reddish purple, they have those extra phytonutrients. So I like to eat the leaves. Look at that. Oh, look at them all. Look at them all down here. All my little armith. Those things can get they're going to get 6 feet tall. But they'll be good to punch holes in the soil. And like I said, I probably won't harvest the seed. I'll leave the seed for the birds. That's what I keep telling them. If you leave stuff, you don't need it all, then there'll be lots for you later. But, you know, they're not listening. So anyway, this week it's going to be attack the weeds and get rid of the elms and all of that. And then I have cans too. So this is the plan. So the deer, well, obviously the deer want to come in over there, right? So I'm going to have to figure that out. But for here, because I think that they can't really get it over here, and they're not going to be coming over here. So I've got this space here that I'm going to tie a string on. And I have cans. This is my little herb making table. But I got cans that I'm going to put like little rocks in and tie to the string. And it'll be kind of like a deterrent. So I've got 4 cans, and I'm going to tie across that area from there to there, and that will make them nervous. And then I got to figure out what I'm going to do over there, because he tried to come through there. He was standing there. So I have to figure out what I'm going to do with this section over here. So I'm sure that they want to, you know, get into that garden. They could probably smell the stuff growing. But anyway, they don't like corn. They don't like potatoes. They don't like, so every step of the way. But you see why I got to have those weeds around my mounds? Because I would come out in the morning and it would be eaten, gone. Anyway, that's what I've got for you today. So have a great day. And I don't know when I'll do a video again. 13 years I've been doing TV and radio, local SynCat, old school TV started at in 2009. Done some TV and radio. 13 years, I think. It was good to retire from it and be able to focus in on growing food and dealing with nature and doing herbal medicine, because that's really, really what I want to do. And really what I want to focus in on. So anyway. Oh, did you see all those birds? All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Life matters.